morning everyone. So this is a bit of a random video. As you can see, I've clearly just woke up. Yesterday I had to go into hospital and have a procedure done, which was terrifying, extremely uncomfortable, and something went wrong and it turned out to be extremely painful as well. So before going into hospital, if any of you have watched my trauma recovery kit videos, you'll know I spent 90 days in hospital in life-threatening situations, and it basically completely fucked my head up to the point where I ended up getting diagnosed with PTSD afterwards, which is why I built my trauma recovery kit, to help people get the tools to help them help themselves. You can go and view that on my website, which I'll drop the link in the comments. So anyway, going into hospital yesterday involved multiple panic attacks in the mornings, anxiety attacks. I had to suffer quite a lot of pain before I went in. So I had cannulas fitted, which, if you know from my videos, that's an extremely terrifying experience for me after what I went through in hospital. So anyway, long story short, today I am suffering from what I am now going to term a trauma hangover. So after the events yesterday, I was actually all right in hospital, and I was okay during the procedure. It was painful, don't get me wrong, because of the complications that were unexpected and apparently very rare. But after that, coming home, I was absolutely shattered because, you know, the sedative was wearing off and stuff, and I've spent the last basically 15 hours in bed. But I woke up this morning just having me cup of coffee, and I just feel absolutely drained. You know, I'm so tired. I'm emotionally tired. And that's what I wanted to discuss with you today about, you know, a trauma hangover, is when you go through bad things, or when you get triggered by events that you've been through and something flashes you back to that moment and you have to relive it, because that's the thing with PTSD or any depression and trauma, is when you're going through these bad experiences and something reminds you of that, your body physically reacts like it's actually happening again. So the anxiety attacks I was having yesterday, the panic attacks I was having yesterday, is actually my body physically going through that experience again, because this is how powerful our brains are. What scientists have proven is that those memories actually download into our body. Anyone who goes to the gym knows about muscle memory, and we know about muscle memory for building us strong, but most people don't know that muscle memory is also how we store trauma too, because our bodies need to know how to respond to that previous experience. So when you have a panic attack, it's your body is actually believing in that moment that it's back in that situation, and your body's reacting to it. So with the hangover, with the trauma hangover, what's happening to me today is my body is now crashing. You know, all the adrenaline that I was going through yesterday is wearing off. My brain is reanalyzing everything that it went through to say, you know, was there anything I could have done differently? How could I have changed the outcome? You know, were the doctors okay? The hospital staff were absolutely amazing. The complications that I had is really rare, but that's just fucking my life, isn't it? You know, I'm a wounded healer. Shit goes wrong. I experience it. I heal myself, and then I teach you how to do it too. You know, such is life, and I agreed to it, so can't really argue, can I? So yeah, so don't be surprised if you're going through depression. If it takes a long time to recover, your body's got to process everything, not just neurologically, biologically. So that's what I was saying today about having a trauma hangover. You know, my body was pumped full of adrenaline yesterday, then it was pumped full of sedative, you know, then it was pumped full of coffee to wake me back up again. Not to mention, you know, all the other chemicals, you know, dopamine, serotonin and everything else that you need to keep your brain healthy. They're all wearing off or in the inappropriate levels in my body. You know, I'm a walking cocktail at the minute. And I'm just absolutely shattered today. So I'm just going to stay in bed. You know, luckily my mum's here to look after the little ones. And I'm just going to rest as much as I can, which is a hard thing for me to do. I'm not one for lounging around all day in my pyjamas. I'm a very active person. But I'm giving myself permission to go, do you know what? Yesterday, my body went through a hell of a lot. And it wasn't actually as traumatic as, you know, what other people have to experience. But for me, and based on my experiences and what I've had to go through in the past, it was really tough for me, you know, sitting in the bathroom, crying my eyes out, saying, please don't have a panic attack, please don't have a panic attack, please don't have a panic attack. That was a really hard thing for me to experience. And it's only because I've done so much in mental health and how I've so, you know, been able to cure myself multiple times. You know, I've had postnatal depression, I've had a nervous breakdown after nearly being raped. you know, PTSD after what I went through with my daughter, and I overcome it all. But there are times when that reset button gets pushed because your body's experienced this, but it knows how to deal with it. That's the key thing. So you can't fight your body. You have to just go with it in that moment. But you fight it neurologically. You go, yeah, okay, this is happening. Like with me yesterday, I didn't give in to the panic attack. What I did was like, don't have a panic attack, because I was experiencing the symptoms, but my mind wouldn't let me sink. I wouldn't let myself get to the point where I lost control, because, as one of the greatest sayings of our time is, this too will pass. And I knew that the physical pain I was experiencing would at some point end. And if you're in a position where your brain doesn't know that, then you have to program that in. Things don't last forever. This situation doesn't last forever. This pain that you're in doesn't have to last forever. And you've just got to believe in that, have hope in that, manifest it using the law of attraction. And more importantly, get the tools that you need to get over that experience. And now be aware that actually you can also have trauma hangovers, and they don't last forever either. So take care, everyone. Have a lovely day. Bye.